We ended up in Ames, Oklahoma today, a population of I think 192 people.
So word is there's like a one of one. Is it a GT90?
GT90. So
GT90.
it's the predecessor to the Ford GT that Shelby.
So like the concept car.
Yep.
For the one that came out in the
2005 or 6.
Yeah.
But it's got a V12 with 4 turbos on it.
Quad turbo V12. Brett, how you doing?
Hey, what are you boys doing here?
Javier.
Are you lost?
Nice to meet you. We got a little lost.
Appreciate you.
Glad to meet you, man.
Man, this is insane, insane.
Well, you can be too damn smart to have it, but it's here.
And we're in Ames, Oklahoma. Did you grow up out here?
Yeah, my family farmed around here, and I grew up in Hennessy, actually, not very far from here, but we always been around here.
I know where Hennessy's at, that's for sure. This is nuts. Like, how many cars are
You got a lot of cars in here, man.
That run? No, we have 82 cars in the collection.
82, and kind of there's one theme. Most of them are Ford.
Most of them are. I've got a half dozen or so Chevys and a few Mopars.
I see so many cars here, but there's one that really catches my eye. And look at this.
What is that?
What is that?
That is the Ford GT90. That car's a predecessor to the Ford GT programs that they have today. They built this in 1995. Ford owned Jaguar, and they had a lot of Jaguar engineering in it. They started out with 2 4.6 mod motors, Fords, cut them in half, cut the blocks, welded it together, and made a V12, overhead cam and all. And them things, that's 2 4.6s welded together.
So it's a 12-cylinder, but is it forced induction as well? Like it's turbocharged?
It's got four turbos on it, yeah.
Quad turbo.
Quad turbo.
12-cylinder Ford engine.
V12 Ford mod motor.
That's wild. Let's go check this thing out.
And that thing, yeah,
I'd never heard of anything like this.
No, it's the only one in the world. You know, they couldn't decide which way they wanted to go. You know, they were talking about, you know, reintroducing the GT, whether to go this route, and they chose to go the, you know, more heritage. And I'm glad they went that way, because I'm a huge fan of, you know, the GTs and the whole Le Mans program, what Ford did.
I've never seen tires like this.
No, but they say, did you see the tread?
Yes.
It says GT, they're one-off tires.
No way.
They got the tread even says GT90. I mean,
wow.
You can't go down to.
So you can't replace those, huh?
No, Discount Tire didn't have any.
What's the secret password to get this thing open?
Wait a minute.
I don't see a door handle.
Whoa! I thought that was the gas cap.
What year was this?
1995.
1995.
It had air conditioning compressor. There's all the creature comforts.
Wow.
But they never went into production with it.
It looks very similar to like the 0506 Ford GT. Like some of
there was a lot of that. Well, Ford is, you know, real good about that. You know, using in-house parts, stuff they already had developed. Yep. For instance, we had to get it out. We were supposed to do a deal with Jay Leno, Leno's Garage, and we got it out. The thing wasn't running right. We tore it down, and the fuel wasn't getting fuel, and we pulled a fuel pump out of it. So where in the hell are we going to go to O'Reilly's and tell them we need a pump for a
GT90?
GT90. But I said no, because I'd worked with these Ford engineers, you know, on other projects. They use in-house stuff. So I went in there and I told them I needed a fuel pump for a 96 Crown Vic, and it was.
Crap.
It's pretty wild. It almost feels like the interior of a Bugatti, like the same like shapes, you know, and it's so wild.
Well, the Jaguar, you know, they had a hand in this, you know, as well. In fact, the heads off this thing went on to go on that head went on the Jaguar Vanquish.
Okay.
This thing is wild.
And it's a manual transmission.
Yeah, 5-speed.
5-speed.
It's in this thing, man.
Only thing you get a 6-speed in back then is a truck, maybe.
What do you think of that?
This is wild. It's got it's got an airbag in it.
I would say that would probably come out of a Crown Vic.
Wow. This is insane.
I gotta ask, have you driven this thing?
Yes, oh yeah. That's what we got it out. Matt Damon was supposed to have driven it. before the COVID thing, that shut the production down on this deal. But we got it out. So man, we need this thing. You know, we need this thing to run good. And put the fuel pump in it and took it out here and tested it. And yeah, it's different.
Does it move? How much horsepower does this thing make?
Well, there's several stories on it. It's north of 700 back then.
Ooh, yes.
If Ford weren't being such spoil sports with the turbo, this car would be producing, and sit down for this, 720 brake horsepower. That's 7 times more than you get in a Mondeo. It's twice as much as you get in a TVR Cerbera. It's very nearly 200 horsepower more than you get in a McLaren F1. It's by far the most powerful car in the world, and it sounds like it too.
It's crazy. They just stories keep coming out on this car.
So
everybody's speculating, where's it at? Where's it at? Well,
how did you get this car? I mean, it's one of one. You'd imagine that Ford.
Well, we've done okay. We'll back up. When Ford had their 100th anniversary, they had a big party in Dearborn, and they picked their top 100, or their most significant 100 cars of all time, and we had 10 of them, and we were there with the Ford guys, you know, and they kind of took me on a tour and some of the old warehouses and stuff. That's the first time I'd seen it. You know, it had been parked for approximately 8 or 9 years, and I'd seen it and said, oh my God. You know, and then fast forward, you know, in 05, we started the Bonneville program. We built the 3 fastest Mustangs, set land speed records, and took one to Talladega. Bill Elliott drove for us there, and we had a pretty good rapport with Ford. And then we launched the Cobra Jet program, and that was very successful. And Mark Fields, he was a president of Ford Motor Company at that time. He's a good friend of mine, and they got to looking and said, you know, you furnish cars for us anytime you need them. We need them, you're there. And I can't think of a better place for this car to be. You know, so we had a lot of friends in upper management. Edsel Ford's a very good friend of ours, and we got a car in the Henry Ford Museum right now. Wendell Scott's 66 Galaxy's in there right now.
Wow.
You know, so we've had a working relationship with Ford Motor Company for several decades.
That's incredible, man.
Did you see all this? Like, this is your life story almost. Like these.
Oh hell, that's old. I mean, there's a lot of. There's a picture of me drinking with Edsel, but I don't pay any attention to what Linda Vaughn wrote on the one. She signed thanks for last night. I don't know what she's a sweetheart, but we were very, very blessed to be able to, you know, to have your heroes be your friends.
Right. Yeah.
You know, when I first started restoring these old cars and taking them somewhere, and I didn't know how the original drivers would react to them. I said, wow, somebody stupid enough to spend all this money to take my car, and it's going to be around forever. You know, and I said, wow, this is my hero, and he's hanging out with me. You know, I said,
here's one that's not for. Here's a picture of Dale.
Yeah, Dale. Yeah, we got 2 of his cars. Yeah, Chocolate Mire, they're good guys. RC, they're really good. We didn't know much about NASCAR, but we got learned up on it quick.
Man, this thing looks so wild. Oh, look at the big Ford emblem down here.
Well, you think about that, the mid-90s, this thing's still kind of sporty today.
Yeah.
But you think about that, and you know that they'd come up with that in the 90s. It's got a rear spoiler on it that deploys. You can see it's different speeds, approximately 160 miles an hour. The shield around the exhaust in the back, that is the same stuff that they used on the space shuttle. The heat tiles on the space shuttle go around that exhaust. The V12 itself, you know, is one thing. Or quad turbos is, but you put it all together and it's just weird.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So I saw another room in the back that had a wrecked yellow car, looked like on a rotisserie.
Yeah.
You go show us that one?
Yeah, we go back there. And there she is.
It wrecked at how fast?
As near as we could tell, the last place they clocked us was 274.
Wow.
And Danny wanted a blue hat. He's gonna go. He ultimately got one, 300-mile-an-hour club. But really, about the only thing that survived well was this this hood's made out of soybeans. The hood, the fenders, the paint. We had all these corporate sponsors, Monsanto Corporation, and they were getting us chemical and seed and stuff for our farming operation. And we were taking these cars around to different farm shows, and for, you know, showcasing the how these farm products could be used in racing. I figured out a way for my racing to pay for my farming, basically. But Ford was real big. Henry, I didn't have no trouble selling this deal. During World War II, Henry Ford had built a car out of soybeans. The body panels are all soy because of the metal shortage for World War II. And Edsel Ford, very good friend of mine, you know, when we started talking to the Ford engineers about this deal. They had a passion for the soybeans. That's why Ford is in Dearborn. Years ago, Henry bought all this farmland around there because he loved farming and was into soybeans. He had George Washington Carver working for him. I mean, it was bad. It was a badass project, and it wasn't lost on him today. You know that the fastest Mustang in the world that runs on corn ethanol and is made out of soybeans. Yeah, this car has a very dubious distinction. It is the world's fastest Mustang. Let's see, it's the farthest distance flown in a Mustang, fastest production car wreck, fastest sustainable production vehicle. Quite a you know, with it being made out of soybeans and all that stuff. But we were running off like a 250-some mile an hour record. They put us in sea-blown fuel altered. Okay, the reason they put us there was because we were running E85. We couldn't run with the gas cars. We had to run with the nitro cars. You know, you think about that. I had a saying back then, it's like taking a pea shooter to a bazooka fight. So we had to crank it up, man. But anyway, Danny they were rattling off. We had a radio in the van. We were trying to follow. He's running 270 miles an hour. We're running about 90 on a 9-mile course, and they kept rattling off every mile marker. He'd break another record. Come over the radio. Man, we were amped up. This is good. And then they got quiet. He said 250 something, 270 something, and then all of a sudden he said Thompson has exited the course. Oh man, that van, we was running about 90 out there. Seemed like we was going about 10.
Oh man,
and we haul ass down there, and there's Danny standing there with the car shining side up. Let's drag her back to impound, you know, for tech, you know. And it was that turned into quite a deal. Actually, we had 3 GoPros and it killed 2 of them, but the one that survived showed in-car footage of the world's fastest production car wreck.
Wow.
Okay, Hans wanted it. NASCAR wanted it. That thing went viral.
Yeah.
But you know, they slowed it way down where you could watch, you know, how the safety equipment was doing its job.
Oh yeah, saved his life.
Danny, he lived out here with us. You know, him and Glenn Snap, they built this damn thing, and that's why Danny's alive.
Yeah.
You know, they overbuilt everything, and that's why Danny's alive. But that turned into...
Yeah, I mean, this is pretty bad. I'm going to take a step back here and just kind of show this whole deal here, because that is wild. Yeah, I don't know if furthest flying Mustang, what was the record for this furthest flying production car? I don't know if I want that record.
No, there's a lot of them records we didn't want.
Oh man, yeah, this is a pretty bad deal here. And you said he only got what, a couple scratches? He didn't get too banged up or what?
No, that was, well, you don't want to look at them underwear in the back seat there. He may have fouled them. No, that wasn't Danny's doing.
Oh man,
well, that's something we added later.
So this is made out of, you said soybean?
It's soy. Mm-hmm. Soy composite. And after we did this, all the Mustangs from here on, all the foam insulation in a Mustang is made out of soy.
Wow.
So there was something that come out of it for Ford.
So when did you first get into motorsports? Were you like a kid and your dad raced? Or?
No, Dad never did race. He's a farmer. And I got into truck pulling, you know, in the mid-late 70s. And then we kind of got the urge to go drag racing, built me a drag car. And just, I don't know, there's no rhyme or reason for it. But I don't, it wasn't foresight or anything like that. But the car that I bought, one of my first race cars, was a Thunderbolt Fairlane. And little did I know, I just bought it because it was cool and it was a good lightweight race car. It was already set up. And I could go racing. I didn't know they were going to be collectible. You know, it didn't make it, I did in a way. I said, why in the hell? It's like walking up on somebody, they're burning trash and they're using Mickey Mantle's bat to stir the trash. Exactly. You know what I mean?
That's a great
That's what was happening with these old cars back then. They weren't worth anything. The value of them started going up, but I haven't been smart enough to sell anything.
Yeah, we go. Oh, what's the Marauder?
Marauder. One of one. Ford had built that as prototype. Supercharged Kenny Bell 4.6.
Is it a 2.8 Kenny Bell or?
I don't know which one that for sure. I think she'll put 20 pounds of boost, and that's about all you need to be putting in one of them.
This is how it came from the factory?
Well, no, it had a 302 push rod engine in it from the factory, but they built this for SEMA. And none of the Marauders had manual transmissions. Oh gosh, then there's this crazy ass sound system in the trunk, which I don't know shit about.
Dude, this thing's gotta be so fun to drive around.
Oh, absolutely.
I need to figure that open. No, you can let the air ride down and slam it on the ground and pull it. The thing will run 10s.
Oh, this is a cruiser right here, man.
You know, when you're cruising, somebody looks at it and says, well, that's Grandma's Grand Marquis, and they don't know what it is.
Until it blows your doors off.
This truck is sweet.
This, yeah, it's got a hell of a story. Ford, we got together for the 50th anniversary of the Cobra Jet. We wanted to do something a little different, you know, put a Ford in a Ford,
right.
Okay? You know, everybody's putting LS's in there, and, you know, hell, they're badass, but they thought it'd be kind of cool. So we got all the stuff from Ford that went in the Cobra Jet Mustang drag car, engine, transmission, all the instrumentation, the seats, just every piece that's non-Mustang
It's so
in
clean.
a Cobra Jet is in this truck.
It's so clean.
See, look at the shifter.
Wow. This is a cool truck.
And the gauge, all the instrumentation is Cobra Jet. It's even got the disclaimer sticker on the glove box.
That's it. Yeah.
You know,
It's not intended.
competition use only. Tell me when to get
Yeah, you're good.
You what?
Yeah, you were good. Yeah. Dude, this thing is so badass.
No, it's kind of stupid.
That's good on the butt.
It's kind of cool, you know, when it hits the rev limiter like that.
Oh yeah.
That's what I loved about the Cobra jets. When you do a burnout, you put it in high gear, and you come out of the water on a rev limiter. Bop, 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 bop. You know, they just, you know, your tire speed somewhere around $140.
This thing sounds incredible. It's so good.
What are you thinking now?
Oh man, this thing's so badass.
It's a badass ride, isn't it?
It's so badass.
Did you think you'd be making pulls in the middle of Ames, Oklahoma?
Definitely not.
When we woke up today,
love this.
I didn't think we'd be doing this.
Oh man, all smiles in this thing. Thank you so much for taking this thing out, man.